Being a goalkeeper at 13 is brutal because you can play well, make one mistake, and suddenly that's all anyone remembers. And at that age, it's easy to start wondering if you're actually good enough. Trust me, I've been there. So in this video, I'm gonna give you the 5 things I genuinely wish I knew as a 13-year-old goalkeeper, because if you learn these early, you'll improve faster, make fewer mistakes, and enjoy the position a lot more. And let's start with one of the biggest mistakes I did. So number 1, I wish I knew at 13 that one mistake doesn't make me a bad goalkeeper, because when you're still young, it really feels like it does. You can have a solid game, and then one moment you drop a cross, you misjudge a shot, or play a bad pass, and you carry it with you for the rest of the game, or sometimes even for the rest of the week. And I remember having games like that. After one mistake, my head was just gone. I wasn't focused anymore. I was overthinking everything, and usually that's when I started making the second mistake. But it's not because you're a bad goalkeeper, it's because you're still stuck in the last moment, and that's what I wish I understood back then. Mistakes aren't a sign that you're not good enough. They're actually a part of you becoming good, because every top goalkeeper has made them and they still do. The difference is that they don't let mistakes affect them. They don't let them influence what happens next. So don't ever let one mistake turn into 2 like I did, because in goalkeeping, that's what really hurts you. Now I'm curious, what's the biggest mistake you've ever done as a goalkeeper? Drop it down in the comments and I'll give my take on it. You can see a few of mine here. Okay, number 2, I wish I knew at 13 that being the best goalkeeper back then, or actually not the best, doesn't really mean much long term. But at that age, it feels like it does. Because if you're the starting goalkeeper, you feel ahead. But if you're sitting on the bench, you feel behind. And as a goalkeeper, there's usually only one spot, right? So it's really easy to think, why is he or she so much better than I am? And trust me, I used to think that too. I used to see other keepers play more, getting picked over me, and it felt like they were way ahead and I was always chasing. But what I didn't understand back then is that goalkeepers, they develop at completely different speeds. For example, I wasn't as tall as I am today. Some are bigger earlier, some are more confident earlier, and some just, they are better earlier. But that does not mean that they'll stay ahead forever, because what really matters is this: how good is your positioning, your decisions, and your composure. Those take years to develop, so if you're feeling a little behind right now, you're not, because this position doesn't reward those who start the best, it rewards those who keep improving year after year. Okay, so number 3, I wish I knew at 13 that more training didn't actually make me better, because when you're 13 you automatically think that more equals better. More reps, more dives, more sessions. But that's not always true, because you can train for 2 hours every single day and not actually improve. Because if your footwork is off, your set position is wrong, and your technique just isn't right, you're just repeating the same mistakes over and over again. And I did that all the time. I was working super hard, but I wasn't really improving because I didn't really have any direction. But what actually improves you is this: knowing exactly what you're working on. Is it your handling, your footwork, your distribution? So if I could go back, I'd keep it super simple. Every session I'd have one main focus, just one thing I'm trying to get better at. Because if you're not clear on that, you end up doing a bit of everything and not really improving anything. And if you're not sure what you should be working on, I put together a free goalkeeping cheat sheet that teaches you all the major techniques that you should know. You can check it out, it's down in the description. So yeah, train hard, but more importantly, train with purpose. Okay, number 4, I wish that I knew that footwork is more important than diving, because when you're younger, all you want to do is make those big saves. Am I right? You want to fly across the goal, pull off something top corner, and have people say, "What a save." But what I didn't understand is this: most of those situations only happens because your footwork wasn't good enough in the first place. If, for example, your positioning is off, if your feet are too slow, or if you're not set properly before making the dive, you always end up reacting too late, and that's when everything looks so dramatic. I used to think that diving a lot meant that I was playing well, but it's actually quite the opposite. The best goalkeepers don't dive that much because they're already in the right place. Their footwork gets them there, they're balanced, they're set. So instead of making a big save, they make it look easy, and that's the real difference. So don't just train the save, train what happens before the save, because when your footwork improves, you'll feel that everything else becomes a lot easier. You're not flying around anymore, you're just more in control. Number 5, drink more water. Okay, that's actually not number 5, but drink more water. Number 5, I wish I knew at 13 that the simple saves are actually the most important ones. Because when you're younger, you don't really get praise for them. No one says anything when you catch a clean ball. No one notices when you deal with something that's way too comfortable for you. But when you make a big diving save to one of the top corners, everyone reacts, wow, what a save. So naturally, you start chasing those moments more, of course. You want the big saves, the reactions, the highlights. But what I didn't understand back then is this. Top goalkeepers, they're great because of how clean they are. They don't give out many rebounds, they don't give strikers second chances to score, and they don't create any unnecessary danger. Because coaches aren't looking for those big saves all the time, they're looking for trust, and trust comes from consistency, and consistency comes from practicing the basics. Now remember to grab your free goalkeeping cheat sheet in the description below, and if you want to watch my next video, click right here.